The crew prepares for another patrol through one of the most dangerous corridors in the Atlantic. Every gauge and switch is checked with practiced precision. Conditions outside remain unpredictable, and the U-boat must stay hidden beneath shifting layers of water. Inside, each movement is designed to reduce noise and avoid detection from Allied ships above. Historical records show that U-boat survival depended on strict discipline inside the hull. The crew monitored air quality, battery levels, and engine temperature around the clock. With space at a minimum, every man knew exactly where to stand and what to adjust. These routines kept the submarine operational during long, silent dives across the Atlantic. As the patrol advances, sonar readings become more frequent. The crew takes each signal seriously, measuring distance and direction with trained ears. The U-boat adjusts its position slowly to avoid creating detectable patterns. Even small changes in speed could expose them to Allied destroyers searching the sea for signs of movement. The pressure inside the submarine increases as it descends into deeper layers of the ocean. The crew listens for structural strain while checking ballast systems and valve responses. Every sound matters at this depth. The U-boat must remain stable to avoid drawing attention from sonar sweeps moving across the water above. Battery consumption becomes critical during extended dives. The engineering team keeps a close eye on charge levels and adjusts electrical output where needed. Reports from the period show that conserving energy during silent running was essential for survival. Small changes in current could disrupt the balance of the entire system. As sonar patterns shift, the crew studies the interval between pings. These changes reveal search tactics used by Allied convoys. The U-boat adapts by altering its depth and maintaining minimal engine noise. Such adjustments often meant the difference between detection and continued invisibility beneath the Atlantic. Hydrophone readings indicate increased activity from nearby escorts. The crew prepares for possible maneuvers by securing loose equipment and reinforcing joints. Documentation from wartime patrols suggests that early preparation reduced the risk of internal damage during sudden depth changes. The submarine stays alert for any sign of tightening search grids. The increasing strain on the hull signals that the submarine is approaching operational limits. The crew cross-checks structural markers and adjusts ballast to stabilize descent. At these depths, even routine shifts can place stress on metal seams. The U-boat maintains a steady course to avoid creating noise that could be tracked from above. Hydrophone data shows the Allied formation narrowing its search. The crew reduces internal movement and monitors each vibration across the hull. Maintaining a stable depth is key to avoiding sonar reflections. With the destroyers closing in, every reading becomes more critical to the submarine's survival. The destroyers increase their sonar activity, forcing the U-boat to dive deeper. The rising pressure pushes the hull toward its limits, and every measurement must be precise. The crew watches for sudden shifts that might indicate trouble. Maneuvers like this shape the outcome of many Atlantic encounters. Stay with us as this operation unfolds. The deeper the submarine goes, the more the hull responds to stress. The crew listens closely to the metal, distinguishing harmless expansion from warning signs. Even minor adjustments to ballast tanks help maintain stability. Above them, sonar sweeps continue to track for any irregular echo. Sonar sweeps intensify as the escort shifts its pattern. Historical accounts describe this tactic as a method to force submarines into revealing themselves. The U-boat studies every variation, looking for openings in the search. The increasing vibration suggests the destroyers are passing closer overhead. A sudden shift in bearing reveals that the escorts may have detected something. The crew goes into full silence mode, eliminating any unnecessary movement. Even slight internal noise could create measurable sonar returns. The commander prepares an evasive correction to avoid lining up with the enemy's sonar beam. Hydrophone readings show the search pattern widening again. This gives the U-boat a chance to adjust its course and reduce detection risk. The crew recalibrates instruments and checks for noise points inside the hull. Each correction must be subtle enough to remain unnoticed. The destroyers circle back with renewed intensity. Their acoustic signature suggests another close-range sweep. The U-boat braces for deeper navigation and potential evasive movement. Every system is reviewed to prevent failures at higher pressure levels. The escorts return on a predictable path, prompting the U-boat to shift into its quietest operating mode. Noise reduction becomes the priority across all compartments. The crew monitors each structural vibration, knowing that even minor sounds can reveal their position. Sonar pulses change abruptly, indicating the start of a short-range search. This technique targets silent submarines directly. The U-boat reduces power to minimum and adjusts depth. Inside, every crew member reinforces vibration points to limit acoustic leakage. Hydrophone readings confirm that the submarine has entered the strike zone. Destroyers prepare to deploy depth charges based on earlier returns. The crew secures equipment and braces for impact. Tension builds as the hull nears maximum pressure load. The first depth charge sends shockwaves through the submarine, shifting equipment and stressing the hull. The crew performs rapid damage checks while staying silent. Instruments show that the blast displaced the U-boat several meters. More detonations are already being prepared above them. Hydrophone patterns confirm a second attack wave approaching. The crew reinforces structural points and stabilizes internal systems. The submarine adjusts its depth again to minimize direct impact. Coordination across compartments becomes essential to protect the hull. A new sequence of depth charges enters the water. Historical reports show that second waves were more accurate, guided by earlier sonar returns. The U-boat shifts slightly to avoid the central blast zone. The crew braces for a stronger shock than before. Explosions closer to the hull cause minor leaks and structural displacement. The team responds immediately, patching weak points and adjusting internal pressure. Quick repairs like these often determined whether a submarine could remain hidden or be forced to surface under fire. After the second wave, sonar readings show a brief opening in the Allied formation. Moments like this were rare but critical, offering potential escape or counterattack opportunities. The commander evaluates options while the crew inspects essential systems for damage.